I'm right, you're wrong. I'm smart and you're stupid. Now, if your arguments sound like that or feel like that, you're doing it all wrong. You need to watch this video right now. Hey guys, it's Brian and I'm back at you with another video. And last week I had a call with a mentee of mine and we're working on getting her to be more assertive at the workplace. And she's running into a coworker that she doesn't particularly get along with, and when it comes to work stuff, it seems like they're just constantly butting heads. So then the focus of our session turned into more of how to argue with somebody, and that's what really inspired me to make this video today. I want to talk about the mindset on how to win an argument, not necessarily the tools. That's going to be in a future video, so please subscribe so you don't miss it. So there are 3 things that will help you get in the right frame of mind to win an argument. Number 1, you're going to have to realize that there are certain topics you just don't even want to get into. You know what I'm talking about. Things like abortion, politics, religion. You don't even want to get started on that with another person. You're never going to convince them of your viewpoint. It's a very personal and touchy and sensitive subject. So, you know what? In this case, take the fighting without fighting approach and don't even get yourself in there. That said, let's say you do get yourself in a situation where you're talking about a very sensitive topic. Here's what I recommend that you do. In order to win those type of arguments, don't be the person that tries to convince them of your viewpoint. Instead, convince them that you're the type of person that can listen to their perspective, that you're open-minded, and you just want to know their point of view. You don't have to agree with them, but by doing this, it really convinces that person that you're different, and they can actually talk to you about these type of things. That is a huge eye-opener, and then they will respect you for it. Number 2, realize that people in general have a tendency to take everything personally. That's right, no matter how confident someone may appear, people are going to take, especially in the context of an argument, they're going to take whatever you say personal. And sure, maybe you're very confident and you won't take anything personally, but the person that you're arguing with probably will. Let's use a very hypothetical situation. Let's say I'm talking to Bob, who is a middle-aged man who hasn't really done much with his life, just kind of gone through the motions, and seems to be doing very well for himself in terms of the company. Like, he's getting paid decently, well known, but you know, for the most part really hasn't accomplished much, isn't really a rising star, but just kind of, you know, going through the motions and doing all right for himself. But let's say I disagree with his approach on streamlining a particular process at work, and I offer my idea on how we can make things more efficient. You might think that I think he's too old, or that he's too archaic in his thinking, or that he's stupid because he didn't think of this idea before. Whatever the case may be, there is potential that he might take it personally. And if this is how he's interpreted your message, whether you said it or not, he is more inclined to disagree with you, no matter how good your idea might be, because they don't want to admit to themselves or think that they are stupid or slow or old. To them, they feel that if they were to accept your idea, that is in a sense admitting to the world that they are old, slow, or don't know what they're doing. So what this means for you, because we're aware that other people take things personally, we have to make an extra effort to be very obvious that we are not trying to make it personal, and that it's focused primarily on making the workplace better, increasing efficiencies at the workplace. We have to make it clear to the other person that the disagreement is not an attack on them, but to serve a greater purpose to help better the company. 3rd tip, don't tell them why, tell them how. Or ask them how, not ask them why. So I find that spewing reasons as to why my position is better than theirs never really works. You want to explain how your position makes sense, or is seen to be the more suitable for the circumstance. And what this does is it just frames everything so that people understand your logic, your thinking. So let's say I want to implement a new software program at work, and the other person that I'm talking to doesn't agree with me. Instead of telling them why I think the software will help, I'll explain to them how it's supposed to help in each step of the procedure, and we'll run through that with a real-world example of how it's going to help the situation from the beginning to the end. And this way the other person can walk through the entire procedure with you and try to understand your logic and your thinking. 9 times out of 10, they actually do agree with you because chances are you're both smart people. And when you do come to a disagreement, you can at least figure out or reveal the exact situation or parameter or step or procedure that the other person doesn't agree with, and then now you guys can really figure out what the next step is. And whatever the result is, you guys are now focusing on the how or the process rather than on each other. And that's ultimately the goal here. Tip number 4, realize that you will either win every argument or learn something. So keeping in mind that you understand and that you're self-aware that people might take arguments personally, and at the same time you're going to explain how rather than why. So when you look at it from that point of view, you'll realize that your arguments aren't going to be detrimental in any way. And in fact, it can be very productive and constructive between you and the other person. Either the other person is going to respect you because they can see your thinking and see how you're trying to make things better, and you're not trying to offend that other person. They'll respect you for that. At the same time, it might reveal that your thinking was a little bit off. Maybe you didn't have the right information at the time. Whatever the case may be, you can go back to the drawing board and come back with an even better idea. So really, it's a win-win. You'll either win the argument, or if not, you'll learn something from it. So if you have a question that you'd like me to answer in a future video, please go to my website, 101mentoring.com. If you want to work with me personally, fire me an email, check out my services, and hopefully we'll get in touch soon. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.